Alright, welcome everybody to another Bmutha review. And today we've got our first review of a statue from Figurama Collectors. Now they're sort of a newer company on the statue collectible scene. They've been around for a year or two and they focus a lot on anime franchises. So today we've got Devilman versus Amon from the anime Amon Apocalypse of Devilman. Now, I'll get a couple things straight off the top of this review. I don't speak Japanese, so I will likely mispronounce some things, and I apologize to anyone who's offended by that. And I'm not, I don't claim to be a lifelong anime fan. Anime is something I've really come into more the last sort of 4 or 5 years. I grew up in Western Canada, kind of northwestern Canada, and anime just wasn't big here as I was growing up. But since we started the Statue Awards competition 4 years ago, I've really been drawn to the art. I've been exposed to a lot of the anime statues around the market, and the artwork. I don't know about you guys, but when I see good art, I mean, I'm drawn in and I want to know more. So anime is something I'm learning about, and Devilman is one of the ones that piqued my interest based on this statue because I thought it looked great and I started to learn a little bit about it. So I'll try to go through a little bit of the story for you guys, but if I get it wrong, I apologize again. So let's get into the review of Devilman versus Amon. Alright, so Amon, the Apocalypse of Devilman, as I understand it, is an anime that takes place in this world where people can be possessed by demons, or demons can take the form of humans. I'm not sure entirely what it is, but Akira is a human being. He's the main character, and he becomes possessed by the demon Amon, and that gives him these Devilman powers. So the Devilman is the purple dude you see up here with the wings, and Amon is the giant red guy here on the bottom. And in this series, Akira, he's living with this foster family, and he comes home one day and witnesses the death of two of the children actually in this family, and his mind kind of snaps. So he, Amon, who was possessing him at the time, is able to break free, and start wreaking havoc on the world. And he will go, it doesn't matter, humans, demons, whatever, he's going to take them out. And it's quite a gory show. If you're not into blood and guts and things, then maybe give this one a pass, because it doesn't shy away from that at all. Women, children, doesn't matter. Everyone's fair game for the demons in Apocalypse of Devilman. So, but the final scene is really cool. It's a really great fight between Akira as Devilman and Amon. It kind of takes place in his subconscious, so that's why they're able to both sort of be there at the same time. It's a really great scene, as I said. Lots of violence, lots of blood, gore. Very cool. So check that out on YouTube if you have the time. And this scene here, or this piece, I should say before we go any further, sculpted by Caleb Nefson, who is a tremendous sculptor. You probably recognize his work around the industry. He's done a lot of work for XM, Scorpion, Moon Knight, Carnage. So he's got quite a nice portfolio going for himself. I actually had the chance to meet him in Singapore, Little India, Singapore. We spent the day there, and a really cool guy. So congratulations, Caleb. This statue is finally out in people's hands, and I think he absolutely nailed it. I mean, let's take a look at the base. I mean, you look at the skull, let's go to the demon skull and bone pattern around the outside of the base here, and it kind of just repeats all the way around. And then you've got the rocky base itself. Now, the final battle that I mentioned takes place in Akira's subconscious, as I said, and it's kind of this barren, rocky wasteland area. So this rocky scene that they're standing on really sort of puts them into that final battle scene. And I like how it's kind of like this crater, and you can see in the middle it's sort of cratering out. It's like, it gives it a lot of dynamic feel, and the rocks sort of shooting off to the side and cascading out like that. It really looks like he's just sort of jumped down and caused this big kind of explosion of rocks. And then you got Devilman jumping in. I mean, great design. You can see here how Devilman is kind of attached to the arm of Amon there, but if you can see that there, it really does give you the sense that he's suspended in midair. I really like that aspect of the design. Sculpt-wise, I mean, as I said, Caleb absolutely killed this. There's texturing. The hair on the legs and the shoulders and stuff is all detailed and textured. Every little strand of hair. You look at the tails, you know, the bony spinal cord on the tails and a little tuft of hair on the end. And you look at Devilman's tail, same thing with like a spike on the end. The wings, I mean, you got all the veins and the wings and kind of a texture across there too. Bony sort of plating on these spikes and the bone part of the wings. The plates on Devilman's legs. Again, everything's textured, everything's detailed. I really like how they've stuck, in the anime, Devilman's got these big kind of broad shoulders and like a real skinny kind of waist, and they've really replicated that body type here. And Amon, of course, is this big, you know, muscular. He's got the size advantage over Devilman, of course, and that's readily apparent here. I love the portrait on Amon, and you look at the horns here. Everything, again, these ribbed sort of bone texture here. The fingers, you got the claws and all the little wrinkles on the fingers, claws on the feet, the horns on the heels, the horns on the elbows of both characters. You got the spinal area coming down the back of Devilman there. I mean, the sculpt is great. I love the teeth. The teeth on both of them, they like really nicely sculpted. Each little tooth individually. You got the fangs on both guys there. Very, very good sculpt. I mean, absolutely killed it. As I said, Caleb Nefson did an amazing job here. Sculpt and design wise, I love this statue. Okay, so we'll get into the paint on this statue, and there's some really cool features in the paintwork on this piece that we'll get through. Let's start with the base. The skull and bone pattern around the outside of the base has a little bit of a different color than the rest. It's got a little bit of almost like a reddish tint to it, which is good because that separates it from the rocks, which are mostly gray, but some nice highlights and shading in there to bring out that detail, because it is a lot of detail even in those rocks. And then you look at the two characters, and that's really where this statue is going to shine. Let's look at Amon. Really nice shading in the muscle areas to help bring out that texture and detail of Caleb's sculpt. The veins are all kind of highlighted or shaded with a different color to help bring them out as well. The fingernails, the big sharp fingernails, nice clean lines there between the red and the black. The tail on the back has almost a chrome type of finish. It looks almost metallic. Very cool finish there. Let's look at the teeth. The teeth on both characters. I always look at the teeth of a statue because I think that's really where a statue can look, separate itself from that toyish look to a very realistic look. And these teeth look great. They have a really nice kind of glossy, realistic finish to them. Amon's teeth have a little bit of red around them, and then the gums and stuff. It looks almost like there's blood in his mouth. Really nice look there. Devilman's teeth look really good too. Nice sort of glossy finish as well. But what's really cool is there's all these areas like these transitions between the color, like layers of color. You look at the wings here, and it's sort of, you know, down these bones, it's kind of a dark grayish black, and then it sort of transitions into a reddish color, purpley red towards the end of the tips of those bones, which is really cool. The wings off of Amon's head, really nice sort of pearlescent finish on those. They give them sort of almost a shimmering look to them. And then the bones, you know, the dark bones through those wings, really nicely painted. No slip-ups, no paint where it shouldn't be. Really, really nice job there. I love the purple on Devilman's body. You know, the plating, again, you can't really put your finger on what color exactly it is. In different lighting, it looks a little bit different. There's like layers of paint there that just kind of depending on which angle you're looking at it, you're picking up different colors all the time, which is really, really cool. You look at the back of Devilman, you got kind of this pinkish, fleshy look on the spine, and then it kind of transitions again into that almost sort of a metallic finish on the tail. It's just a really good paint job. Nice, you know, the eyes on both characters are kind of a metallic silver, so they really kind of shine in the light. It's a really fantastic paint job across the whole piece, really. I don't know how to say it enough. It looks really good. The factory that did it did an amazing job. Great paint job on this piece. Okay, so before we get into production and build quality, one thing I forgot to mention about the paint is the overall look of the wings on Devilman. I really like the vein work on the wings, but it's the white finish that they've given it. It gives it a look of translucency. And it really, I had a chance to see this statue up close at Wonder Festival in Tokyo earlier this year, and it really fooled me. It honestly did. I even said to the owner of Figurama, I was like, man, I really like that translucent look you gave the wings. And he's like, no, that's paint job. Like, I was like, oh crap, I kind of looked like a bit of an idiot, but he was kind of happy because it fooled me, and that's what the look they were going for. So anyways, production and build quality. I did do a unboxing video of this statue that I'll put a link to it at the end of this video if you haven't seen it. So I'm not going to take it all apart in this review video. It does go together very nicely though. It is a nice and sturdy piece. It doesn't shake around or anything like that, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of stability. There is quite a few. The statue kind of makes me nervous in a way because it's got all these little bony parts and horns and teeth and claws and things that I feel like could break. But really, the packaging, again, if you watch the unboxing video, the packaging is superb. It really they did a nice job. It's sort of that XM style box with the Velcro and everything. It's almost a bomb proof. I mean, the box is huge. You can see it here. But the packaging presentation is really nice. Inside the box, you do get an envelope full of stuff here, and this is kind of neat. They've got like this wax seal on the end of the envelope. It kind of gives it a bit of a medieval look. But inside here, you've got the assembly guide. So if you need a hand sort of putting it together, it does show you, step by step, and it shows you where the pieces go in the box. I like that a lot when statue companies do that. So you get that, and you also get a certificate of authenticity there with your edition size number on there. There's only 200 pieces in the edition size of this statue, so fairly rare piece in this day and age. And you also get a really nice art print there. So nice little bit of goodies there inside the box. You do get one switch out portrait here, and they call this one here in my hand the nostalgic head. This is sort of a throwback to the earlier Devilman series, the Gonagi, I hope I said that right, series. It's where he's got sort of the smaller horns in the front of his head. In the Apocalypse of Devilman anime, Devilman has these big horns off the top of his head like this. So this one is based more directly on the anime, and this is more on the earlier Devilman series. So again, it's easy to switch them out. It's just a magnet fit, so you can just pull his head off there and switch them out. Nice strong magnet. And I don't know which portrait I like better. It seems like whenever I switch it, I kind of change my mind to the one that's on at the time. That, oh yeah, I like this one better. And then I'll switch them again and think, oh no, I like this one better. So I haven't made up my mind yet on which one I'm going to display. But the statue, production-wise, is really heavy. It's huge, as I said. Great packaging and presentation. It goes together fairly easy. It's nice and sturdy at the end of the day, and it's just a really nice, high-quality piece. There's not much more to say about it. All right, so we're going to wrap things up for this review. And as I said, this is the first statue we reviewed for Figurama. It's kind of the co-initial release for them. It's kind of released alongside their Ragnarok Thor diorama, which we'll have a review of that as well later on. But really, for all intents and purposes, we can call this their first statue release. And I mean, they just smashed it. They really did. It's a beautiful statue. It's got everything going for it. High quality, heavy, sturdy, great packaging, great presentation, excellent paint, and of course Caleb Neffsen absolutely nailed the sculpt. It's very true to the original series, but they've kicked up the detail a little bit from that animation, which was a little simpler style. You know, with the hair detail, the muscle detail. I like the nipple ring here. I forgot to mention that earlier. But great paint job, as I mentioned, all around. It's just a fantastic statue. You've got two portraits here for sort of two different eras of Devilman. Just a fantastic release from Figurama. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more from them. You know, everything that they put out so far looks really good. We've got the Devilman, of course, Ragnarok Thor. They've got a Trigun, Vash the Stampede statue that I was really impressed with. Got to see that at Wonder Festival. Alucard of Helsing, and then they just had their sellout of the Tokyo Ghoul diorama as well. So lots of really cool stuff, anime related stuff from Figurama, so check them out if you haven't already. Yeah, I love the statue. I think it turned out great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. We're going to have a lot more stuff coming up for you. As I mentioned, another piece from Figurama, the Thor Ragnarok diorama. We're going to have some pieces from Kinetic. We're going to take a look at their War Heroes diorama. We've got some Sume pieces coming up, more from Sideshow, more from XM. So lots and lots to come up, so stay tuned to the channel and we'll talk to you guys later. Oh, one thing to mention, if you haven't checked out our new show Shelf Space that I'm co-hosting with Gina B from Gina B Collecting, check that out on YouTube. There's a playlist on my channel down below. You'll see the first 2 episodes there, so check that out and let us know what you think of that show. It's a live chat, live stream show. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon.